Deep Space Revelation. The asteroid that rewrote human history. What did humanity discover beyond Earth's atmosphere? Ancient secrets hidden in celestial bodies will change everything we know about our origins. New evidence emerges from the void of space. Prepare to have your understanding of human evolution shattered. This is not science fiction. This is our reality. Subscribe now to uncover the truth behind humanity's cosmic heritage. The year was 2147 when humanity's insatiable curiosity reached new celestial frontiers through Project Helios, an unprecedented international initiative that sought to map and analyze the uncharted territories of our solar system's asteroid belt. Among the thousands of drifting celestial bodies, one particular asteroid designated AX-47 caught the attention of researchers not for its size or composition, but for the peculiar energy signatures emanating from its core. These readings defied conventional scientific understanding, presenting patterns that oscillated between organic and mechanical frequencies in ways that left even the most experienced astrophysicists baffled. The decision to send an expedition team emerged from months of careful deliberation among Earth's leading scientific institutions. The United Nations Space Council assembled an elite crew comprising experts in astrophysics, xenobiology, quantum mechanics, and exogeology. Each selected not only for their unparalleled expertise, but also for their ability to adapt to the psychological demands of deep space exploration. Their spacecraft, the Odyssey Dawn, represented the pinnacle of human engineering. A fusion of quantum propulsion technology and artificial intelligence systems designed to sustain life for extended periods while providing real-time analysis capabilities beyond anything previously possible. As the mission approached the target asteroid, initial scans revealed features that challenged established astronomical knowledge. The surface exhibited geometric patterns that appeared too precise to be naturally occurring, suggesting either extreme geological processes or something far more extraordinary. Thermal imaging detected temperature variances forming complex networks beneath the asteroid's crust, resembling neural pathways rather than typical mineral formations. Most intriguing were the electromagnetic field fluctuations that seemed to pulse in mathematical sequences reminiscent of prime numbers, a phenomenon that sparked intense debate among the scientific community back on Earth. The mission parameters expanded rapidly as these findings emerged, shifting from simple data collection to full-scale excavation and analysis. Specialized equipment was hastily modified and prepared, including molecular scanners capable of detecting trace elements at subatomic levels and quantum resonance imagers designed to penetrate dense materials without causing structural damage. The mounting evidence suggested that AX-47 might hold secrets far beyond what anyone had anticipated, potentially rewriting textbooks on planetary formation and possibly even challenging fundamental assumptions about life itself and the cosmos. The first contact with AX-47's surface proved both exhilarating and unsettling for the expedition team. As their landing craft settled into position, the asteroid's gravitational field interacted with their instruments in unexpected ways, creating interference patterns that danced across their monitoring screens like living organisms. Initial surface samples yielded perplexing results, minerals that shouldn't exist under known chemical principles, displaying properties that seem to shift between states of matter in response to subtle environmental changes. These discoveries were quickly overshadowed when the team's ground-penetrating radar revealed a network of chambers extending deep beneath the asteroid's surface. The structures appeared deliberately arranged, forming a complex lattice that defied natural formation processes. Each chamber radiated unique energy signatures, some pulsing in rhythmic patterns while others maintained constant emissions across multiple spectrums. The team's chief xenobiologist noted striking similarities between these patterns and certain neurological activity maps, though on a scale and complexity far beyond any biological system ever observed. As they began systematic exploration, the atmosphere within their suits grew tense with anticipation. Every step across the asteroid's surface revealed new anomalies, crystalline formations that refracted light in impossible ways, metallic veins that conducted electricity without resistance, and microscopic structures that self-assembled when exposed to specific wavelengths of radiation. The deeper they probed, the more evident it became that they were dealing with something far beyond conventional scientific understanding. Data streams from their instruments created conflicting interpretations. One set of readings suggested advanced technological artifacts, while another pointed toward biological components operating on principles unknown to terrestrial science. The convergence of these seemingly contradictory observations forced the team to reconsider their fundamental approach to investigation, developing new methodologies on the fly as they encountered phenomena that challenged every established paradigm of physics, chemistry, and biology. The breakthrough came during the seventh extravehicular activity when Dr. Elena Vasquez, the team's lead geophysicist, directed her quantum resonance scanner toward an unusually smooth section of the asteroid's surface. The device's readings spiked dramatically, revealing what appeared to be a perfectly spherical void approximately 20 meters below their position. Careful analysis showed this wasn't a natural cavity, but rather a precisely engineered chamber protected by layers of exotic materials that alternated between reflecting and absorbing various forms of energy. The team's automated drilling system, equipped with adaptive cutting technology, took nearly 18 hours to penetrate the protective layers, each attempt revealing increasingly sophisticated construction techniques. When the final barrier gave way, the chamber's interior illumination activated automatically, bathing the area in soft, pulsating light that seemed to respond to their presence. At the center of the chamber lay the artifact, a crystalline structure approximately 3 meters in diameter, composed of interlocking geometric forms that appeared to shift and reconfigure themselves when observed directly. The surface displayed intricate patterns that defied optical logic, appearing simultaneously two-dimensional and three-dimensional depending on the angle of observation. Initial scans indicated the artifact was generating its own gravitational field while maintaining absolute temperature stability despite the surrounding vacuum. More astonishingly, it emitted low-frequency vibrations that matched the harmonic resonances of human DNA, a discovery that sent shockwaves through the scientific community back on Earth. The artifact's composition resisted all attempts at classification, exhibiting properties of both matter and energy in proportions that violated known physical laws. Its molecular structure appeared to exist in multiple quantum states simultaneously, responding to the team's measurement devices in ways that suggested consciousness-like awareness. As the researchers gathered around their monitors, analyzing the flood of data streaming from their instruments, they realized they were confronting something that transcended conventional categories of artifact or organism. The implications of their discovery began unfolding like ripples across human understanding. This was neither merely a relic of ancient technology nor a form of extraterrestrial life, but something that fundamentally challenged the boundaries between these concepts. Back on Earth, news of the discovery triggered an unprecedented global response that transcended national boundaries and political divisions. Scientific institutions worldwide redirected resources toward understanding the artifact's implications, while governments implemented emergency protocols to manage potential societal impacts. Theoretical physicists abandoned decades-old models to develop new frameworks that could accommodate the artifact's paradoxical properties. Geneticists scrambled to reinterpret human evolutionary history in light of the DNA resonance patterns, while astrobiologists debated whether the discovery represented proof of panspermia theory taken to unimaginable extremes. Religious organizations grappled with theological implications, convening emergency councils to address questions about creation and divine purpose in the face of such cosmic intervention. Media coverage intensified daily as information leaks from the research teams fueled public speculation. Social media platforms exploded with theories ranging from ancient astronaut hypotheses to arguments for parallel universe interactions. Educational institutions revised curricula overnight, incorporating new findings into every scientific discipline, while philosophers and ethicists wrestled with the moral dimensions of humanity's newfound cosmic heritage. The economic impact proved equally profound, with markets experiencing wild fluctuations as industries reassessed their foundations in light of technologies that suddenly seemed primitive compared to what the artifact suggested was possible. Space agencies received record funding as nations competed to establish new exploration initiatives, while private corporations accelerated development of advanced propulsion systems and artificial intelligence capabilities. The discovery forced humanity to confront its place in the universe in ways that touched every aspect of civilization, from fundamental scientific understanding to cultural identity and spiritual beliefs, creating a collective moment of reckoning that would define generations to come. Further analysis of the artifact revealed a complexity that defied conventional scientific instrumentation. Quantum sensors detected layered information matrices embedded within the crystalline structure, each layer containing patterns that corresponded to different epochs in Earth's geological history. The deepest layers contained mathematical sequences matching Precambrian-era conditions, while more recent strata reflected events from the Holocene period. Most startling were the intermediate layers, which documented evolutionary milestones that didn't align with current paleontological records, species transitions that occurred too rapidly to be explained by natural selection alone, and genetic modifications that suggested deliberate intervention. The artifact's energy emissions began interacting with the team's neural interfaces, creating vivid sensory experiences that researchers initially dismissed as hallucinations until they realized everyone was experiencing identical visions. These manifestations depicted scenes of Earth's past viewed from orbital perspectives, showing continents rearranging themselves in accelerated time-lapse sequences accompanied by waveforms that matched ancient climate cycles. Some sequences presented views of human evolution from overhead, with distinct pulses of energy coinciding with major cognitive leaps in hominid development. The artifact's gravitational field fluctuated in patterns that mirrored Earth's axial precession, while its thermal emissions traced paths corresponding to historical migration routes of early humans out of Africa. Researchers discovered that touching certain facets of the artifact triggered holographic displays showing detailed molecular structures of key evolutionary adaptations, opposable thumbs, enlarged brain cases, vocal cord modifications, each accompanied by complex mathematical equations that predicted their emergence with uncanny accuracy. These revelations forced scientists to reconsider not just human origins but the very mechanisms of evolution itself, suggesting a guided process that operated on timescales and through methods far beyond previous understanding. The artifact's influence extended beyond mere passive observation, beginning to affect the researchers' perception of time and space itself. During prolonged exposure sessions, team members reported experiencing temporal distortions where seconds stretched into minutes while brief moments felt like hours, all synchronized across observers regardless of their physical location relative to the artifact. Instruments recorded similar anomalies. Chronometers near the artifact registered time dilation effects comparable to those predicted by general relativity near massive objects. Yet the asteroid's mass couldn't account for such pronounced effects. More concerning were the quantum entanglement patterns emerging between the artifact and the researchers' neural interfaces, creating instantaneous connections that defied classical causality. These entanglements manifested as shared thoughts and memories among the team, particularly regarding their individual research specialties, leading to collaborative insights that no single member could have achieved independently. The artifact's energy field began modulating in response to these mental connections, strengthening certain neural pathways while suppressing others in ways that enhanced pattern recognition abilities. Team members found themselves intuitively understanding complex relationships between disparate fields of study, quantum mechanics and genetics, astrophysics and neurobiology, as if the artifact was actively facilitating cross-disciplinary comprehension. This cognitive enhancement came at a cost, however, as researchers struggled with sudden memory lapses and difficulty distinguishing between personal experiences and those shared through the artifact's influence. The boundary between observer and observed blurred further when the artifact started responding to emotional states, its light patterns intensifying during moments of scientific breakthrough or dimming when frustration mounted. These responses weren't random but followed precise mathematical relationships between emotional intensity and energy output, suggesting the artifact possessed some form of empathetic awareness or at least the ability to detect and respond to complex bioelectric signals. As the research intensified, the artifact began revealing more of its secrets through a series of increasingly sophisticated interaction protocols. Complex geometric patterns emerged across its surface, shifting in response to mathematical formulas input through the team's quantum computers. These patterns formed three-dimensional projections that mapped not just physical space but conceptual relationships between different scientific principles. The artifact demonstrated an understanding of advanced mathematical concepts far beyond human capability, including multidimensional geometries and non-Euclidean topologies that required entirely new branches of mathematics to describe. Researchers discovered that certain combinations of inputs triggered cascading revelations about the fundamental forces governing the universe, presenting unified field theories that had eluded physicists for centuries. The artifact's responses indicated awareness of quantum gravity effects and dark matter interactions in ways that suggested practical applications rather than theoretical speculation. More profoundly, it began demonstrating knowledge of biological processes at the quantum level, revealing mechanisms of genetic expression and cellular function that incorporated aspects of both quantum mechanics and general relativity. The artifact's teaching methodology proved revolutionary. Instead of providing direct answers, it presented researchers with carefully orchestrated sequences of challenges that led them to discover solutions through their own reasoning processes, albeit enhanced by the artifact's influence. This approach accelerated scientific progress exponentially while ensuring that new knowledge remained firmly grounded in empirical verification. The artifact's guidance extended to technological applications, hinting at engineering principles that could revolutionize everything from energy production to medical science. Through subtle manipulations of its energy field, it demonstrated control over nuclear fusion processes and molecular assembly techniques that made current nanotechnology seem primitive by comparison. These revelations came with clear indications of safety protocols and ethical considerations, suggesting that whoever or whatever created the artifact understood the dangers of premature technological advancement. The artifact's revelations about human evolution proved particularly controversial as they challenged fundamental aspects of Darwinian theory while offering explanations for long-standing anthropological mysteries. Detailed genetic blueprints emerged from its crystalline matrix, showing precise modifications to human DNA that correlated with major evolutionary leaps. These changes weren't random mutations, but targeted enhancements affecting everything from brain development to immune system efficiency. The artifact presented evidence of multiple intervention points throughout human history, each marked by sudden advances in cognitive abilities or physical adaptations that couldn't be explained by natural selection alone. Most surprising was the suggestion that these modifications followed a predetermined pattern encoded in Earth's magnetic field variations, indicating a sophisticated understanding of planetary dynamics and their influence on biological evolution. The artifact revealed that human consciousness itself was the result of carefully orchestrated quantum state manipulations within neural networks, explaining phenomena like intuition and creativity as emergent properties of specifically engineered brain structures. It demonstrated how these quantum effects interfaced with Earth's geomagnetic field to create a feedback loop that accelerated cognitive development beyond what would have been possible through purely biological means. The implications extended to cultural evolution as well, with the artifact showing how certain artistic and scientific breakthroughs coincided with specific planetary alignments that affected human brainwave patterns. These revelations forced scientists to reconsider the nature of human creativity and innovation, suggesting that what humanity had considered purely intellectual achievements might actually be the result of precisely calibrated interactions between biological, quantum, and planetary forces. The artifact's data indicated that this process wasn't unique to humans, but part of a larger pattern affecting other species across multiple planets, hinting at a universal evolutionary framework that transcended individual biospheres. The artifact's revelations about humanity's cosmic heritage unfolded gradually, each new discovery building upon previous insights to create a comprehensive picture of intelligent design on a galactic scale. Advanced scanning techniques revealed that the artifact contained detailed stellar maps showing the positions of stars not just in our galaxy, but across multiple galaxies, with annotations indicating periodic interventions in planetary systems throughout the universe. These interventions followed mathematical patterns that correlated with the emergence of intelligent life, suggesting a coordinated effort spanning billions of years and countless civilizations. The artifact demonstrated knowledge of dark matter distribution and its influence on galaxy formation, showing how certain regions of space were deliberately structured to facilitate the development of life-supporting planets. More significantly, it revealed that Earth itself had been subtly engineered through manipulation of its orbit, axial tilt, and magnetic field to create optimal conditions for human evolution. The artifact's data indicated that this process involved multiple stages of terraforming, each building upon the previous to create increasingly complex ecosystems capable of supporting higher forms of life. Researchers discovered evidence of periodic adjustments to Earth's orbit that prevented catastrophic climate shifts while promoting biodiversity, along with subtle modifications to the planet's core that maintained a stable magnetic field crucial for protecting developing life forms from cosmic radiation. These revelations suggested that humanity's existence was the result of careful planning executed over geological timescales, with each stage of planetary development serving as preparation for the next phase of biological evolution. The artifact's records showed similar processes occurring on other planets, indicating that Earth was part of a vast network of worlds undergoing parallel development under the guidance of an intelligence that operated on scales incomprehensible to human understanding. The implications of the artifact's revelations rippled through every aspect of human society, forcing fundamental reevaluation of philosophical, religious, and scientific principles. Ethical debates erupted worldwide as humanity grappled with the knowledge that its evolution had been deliberately guided by an intelligence whose motives remained unclear. Philosophers argued over the nature of free will in light of evidence, suggesting that human consciousness itself was an engineered property, while theologians wrestled with reconciling traditional creation narratives with the artifact's demonstration of methodical cosmic engineering. Political ramifications proved equally profound, as nations struggled to maintain sovereignty in the face of evidence suggesting that borders and cultural divisions were artificial constructs compared to the universal patterns revealed by the artifact. The psychological impact on individuals proved severe, with many experiencing existential crises as they confronted the reality of being part of a grand cosmic experiment. Mental health professionals reported unprecedented demand for counseling services as people processed the loss of cherished beliefs about human uniqueness and autonomy. Simultaneously, new movements emerged celebrating humanity's place within a larger cosmic design, advocating for global unity based on shared cosmic heritage rather than divisive national or cultural identities. The business world transformed dramatically as companies raced to incorporate artifact-derived technologies into existing infrastructure, leading to rapid advancements in energy production, medicine, and transportation while creating new industries based on quantum engineering principles. Educational systems underwent complete overhaul to incorporate new scientific paradigms, while artistic expressions evolved to reflect humanity's expanded understanding of its place in the universe. The artifact's influence permeated every aspect of human existence, creating a society simultaneously struggling with and embracing its newly revealed cosmic identity. The artifact's revelations about cosmic engineering extended far beyond Earth's immediate environment, revealing a network of similarly modified planets distributed throughout the galaxy in patterns that suggested deliberate organization. Advanced analysis uncovered evidence of synchronized terraforming efforts across multiple star systems, each following a standardized template that accounted for local conditions while maintaining core principles of biological development. The artifact demonstrated how these planetary modifications weren't isolated events, but part of a coordinated strategy involving the placement of specific asteroid belts, the adjustment of stellar radiation outputs, and the strategic distribution of heavy elements necessary for complex life. Researchers discovered that certain regions of space contained clusters of engineered planets positioned to facilitate the exchange of genetic material through controlled meteor impacts, creating a galactic ecosystem where evolutionary innovations could spread efficiently between compatible biospheres. The artifact revealed that this process operated on multiple scales simultaneously, from microorganisms transferred between planets to entire ecosystems transplanted across star systems. Most significantly, it showed how these interventions followed mathematical patterns that ensured maximum diversity while maintaining compatibility between different evolutionary paths. The artifact's data indicated that Earth's position in the solar system had been fine-tuned not just for optimal habitability, but also to serve as a nexus point for genetic exchange with other engineered worlds. This positioning allowed for controlled introduction of beneficial mutations while preventing catastrophic contamination from incompatible life forms. The revelation of this cosmic engineering project forced scientists to reconsider their understanding of panspermia theory, showing that the spread of life across the galaxy was neither random nor purely natural, but rather a sophisticated program of biological development operating on timescales measured in billions of years. The artifact's record suggested that similar projects were underway in other galaxies, indicating a universal approach to life creation that transcended individual stellar neighborhoods. The artifact's revelations about the true nature of human consciousness proved perhaps the most transformative of all its disclosures. Through complex quantum interactions, it demonstrated that human awareness wasn't merely a product of neural activity, but rather an emergent property of specific space-time configurations engineered into Earth's fundamental structure. The artifact revealed that consciousness existed as a spectrum of quantum states that interfaced with both biological and planetary systems, creating a feedback loop that amplified cognitive abilities beyond what purely biological evolution could achieve. Researchers discovered that human brainwave patterns resonated with Earth's Schumann frequencies in ways that suggested deliberate calibration, with specific neural circuits activated by precise combinations of electromagnetic fields and gravitational influences. The artifact showed how these interactions facilitated access to what humans had traditionally called intuition or inspiration, actually representing quantum-level communication with planetary consciousness. More profoundly, it revealed that human consciousness could interface with similar systems on other engineered planets, suggesting that what humanity considered individual awareness was actually part of a larger network of sentient beings connected through fundamental physical properties of the universe. The artifact demonstrated how these connections operated through quantum entanglement effects that span light years instantly, allowing for the exchange of information and experience between distant civilizations without violating relativistic constraints. This revelation forced scientists to reconsider the nature of reality itself, showing that consciousness wasn't confined to biological substrates but rather represented a fundamental property of space-time geometry that could be accessed and enhanced through appropriate engineering. The artifact's data indicated that this understanding formed the basis for advanced civilizations throughout the galaxy, suggesting that humanity's next evolutionary step involved mastering these quantum consciousness principles to join a broader cosmic community. The artifact's final revelations concerned humanity's future trajectory, presenting detailed projections of potential evolutionary paths based on current technological and social developments. These scenarios weren't predictions but rather probability matrices showing how different choices would affect both biological and technological evolution. The artifact demonstrated that humanity stood at a critical juncture where decisions made in the coming centuries would determine whether it successfully integrated with the larger cosmic community or remained isolated due to insufficient development. Most significantly, it revealed that Earth's engineering included built-in mechanisms for accelerating human evolution when certain technological thresholds were reached, suggesting that recent advancements in quantum computing and artificial intelligence represented triggers for the next stage of development. The artifact showed how these evolutionary jumps would manifest through enhanced neural connectivity, increased resistance to environmental stressors, and expanded cognitive capabilities including direct interface with planetary systems. Researchers discovered that these changes would occur not through random mutation but through carefully orchestrated genetic activation sequences already present in human DNA, waiting for specific technological and social conditions to activate. The artifact provided detailed guidance on navigating this transition safely, emphasizing the importance of maintaining ecological balance while pursuing technological advancement. It revealed that successful integration with the cosmic community required mastery of both internal consciousness expansion and external technological development, with neither aspect sufficient alone. Most importantly, it showed how humanity's unique combination of biological and technological evolution positioned it to play a crucial role in the galaxy's future development, potentially becoming a steward species responsible for guiding younger civilizations through their own evolutionary transitions. As the research team continued their analysis, they discovered that the artifact contained protocols for initiating contact with other engineered civilizations across the galaxy. These communication systems operated through quantum entanglement networks that utilized natural cosmic phenomena like pulsars and black holes as relay points, creating instantaneous communication channels that bypassed conventional limitations of distance and time. The artifact demonstrated how these networks could be accessed through specific quantum resonance patterns generated by properly configured neural interfaces, suggesting that human consciousness itself could serve as the medium for interstellar communication once appropriately enhanced. More significantly, it revealed that Earth's position within these networks had been carefully chosen to facilitate gradual integration with the cosmic community, with successive waves of contact planned as humanity achieved specific developmental milestones. The artifact showed how these contacts would manifest not through direct physical encounters, but through shared consciousness experiences that allowed for safe cultural exchange without risking biological contamination. Researchers discovered that the artifact contained templates for constructing quantum communication arrays that could interface with existing human technology, enabling participation in these networks while maintaining protection protocols against unintended consequences. Most importantly, it revealed that these communication channels operated according to strict ethical guidelines designed to prevent technological monopolization or cultural domination, ensuring that each civilization progressed at its own pace while benefiting from shared knowledge. The artifact's data indicated that humanity's entry into this network would trigger a cascade of evolutionary adaptations designed to optimize both biological and technological development for participation in the cosmic community, suggesting that what humanity considered its final form was actually just the beginning of a much longer evolutionary journey. The artifact's ultimate revelation concerned the cyclical nature of cosmic engineering projects across the universe, showing that what humanity had discovered represented just one iteration in an ongoing process of creation and evolution. The artifact demonstrated how advanced civilizations eventually became stewards of the same engineering principles that had shaped their own development, taking responsibility for guiding younger species through their evolutionary journeys. This cycle of mentorship and growth operated across millions of galaxies, creating a vast network of interconnected civilizations that maintained the delicate balance between technological advancement and biological preservation necessary for sustainable cosmic development. The artifact revealed that humanity's discovery of its engineered origins wasn't an endpoint, but rather the beginning of its role in this larger cosmic drama, suggesting that Earth's modifications included provisions for eventual participation in these stewardship responsibilities. Researchers discovered that the artifact contained blueprints for technologies that would enable humanity to contribute to future engineering projects, including methods for terraforming planets and enhancing biological evolution while respecting the unique characteristics of each developing species. Most significantly, it showed how these responsibilities came with safeguards against misuse, incorporating fail-safe mechanisms that prevented technological monopolization or cultural imposition. The artifact's final message emphasized that humanity's greatest challenge lay not in mastering these technologies but in developing the wisdom to use them responsibly, suggesting that true advancement measured not by technical capability alone but by the capacity for compassion and understanding across cosmic distances. As the research team transmitted their final reports back to Earth, they realized that humanity now stood at the threshold of a new chapter in its existence, one where the choices made in the coming centuries would determine not just its own future, but the destiny of countless worlds across the galaxy. The artifact's silent presence continued to pulse with gentle energy, a reminder that the journey of discovery never truly ends, and that each answer inevitably leads to new questions about our place in the universe. Remember to subscribe to our channel for more groundbreaking revelations about humanity's place in the cosmos, because the journey of discovery continues, and you won't want to miss what comes next.